proposed development is massive. 342 lots of medium density housing, bulldozing 38 hectares of critical koala habitat. That is 76 football fields. A hectare is 100 by 100, a football field is 100 by 50. We've got 76 football fields of beautiful eucalypts are going to be bulldozed on Toowoomba's greenfield escarpment land. This development will also reap $100 million gross land sales out of our community, going straight to the federal government developer in Canberra. What's worse, this developer is asking council to ignore your planning scheme and accept their massive master plan, based on the developer's inadequate reports. Here are just two examples of the inadequacy of the reports. Council's only expert to date has raised significant ecological concerns with the development across the whole of the east of the site. Basically, that ecologist is saying that east of the site, that land is so ecologically significant that you shouldn't build on it. Then the planning department went to the developer and said, can you answer this? Not answered at all. I've read about 40 or 50 pages of waffle and they did not answer this issue. The second inadequacy with their reports. Oh, I just showed you something there, haven't I? The second issue with the reports is the developer's bushfire expert doesn't even reference the bushfire that burnt out this site on the 26th of October 2002. I'll say that again. We have a bushfire expert coming to advise on this site and they haven't even talked to the residents or the landholder that had control of the lease of this land for 30 years, and they didn't come and talk to them. Clearly, for such a massive proposal, council needs to get peer assessment. I was pleased to hear, Lachlan, that you're in that process now of getting a lot more peer assessment reviews of the developers' reports, not just undertake a desktop assessment of this development application. Your planning department's major concern was that the proposed development is outside the council's priority infrastructure area. So the developer was asked by your planning department to show that there's an overriding need for additional residential land outside of this area. Reasonable request. Now, I've read the response from the developer. They went on and on. They identified for us that there are existing 4,583 lots being developed currently within the PIA in Toowoomba. And there's a further 5,726 lots on the drawing boards, all inside the PIA. The issue is that there's no evidence there that an additional 340 lots outside the PIA is needed at this stage. So what do these Toowoomba residents and Mount Lofty residents want from you as their elected representatives? Residents want councillors to reject this DA in its present form. You've heard the reasons why today: the legal, planning and environmental obligations covered by Mark Tranter, the catastrophic bushfire risk, sobering stuff from Barbara Ryan, the stormwater runoff issues covered by Shane Egan, and the major traffic problems so graphically shown by Penny Claremore. We want you to get your own reports to determine for yourself what is the best use of this site for future residents of Toowoomba. We then want you to go away and negotiate with this developer for a better outcome for all Toowoomba residents, not just the DA focused on big cash for this Canberra-based developer. You can go and look at your recent case of recent important precedent of the Shangri-La development of escarpment land at Prince Henry Heights. Without any of your own expert reports, your council rejected that development application, and look where you are now in the Planning and Environment Court. But look what Judge Rackerman in the Planning and Environment Court just did the other day. He did exactly what we're asking for you to do here. He asked the parties to go away and negotiate out a better reduced development proposal. And that's what we're asking for you here today. But what we want as residents, what we really want is for this top of escarpment site, this precious site, to be developed as a community park and added to Council's green infrastructure strategy. That's not a novel concept, as you have seen. We've got a quote here from the Mayor 2 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago now. We've all heard his call on Channel 7 News exclusive. The Mayor's call for a new Queen's Park in Toowoomba. We couldn't agree more. Well, councillors, look what we've got for you. This is a once-only opportunity for the council to create a top-of-escarpment community park, the next Queen's Park, and reinforce Toowoomba's credentials as truly a garden city. Now, I can hear you asking, can we work with this government developer to create such a top-of-escarpment park for Toowoomba? Well, absolutely you can. Here is the Jazeen foreshore in Townsville, a clear precedent. It's a wonderful community park developed from the former Defence Department land. It's precisely what the Townsville Council achieved from the former Jazeen barracks on Townsville's foreshore. Has anyone spoken to the Townsville City Council? In summary, to approve a massive medium-density residential development on extreme bushfire risk escarpment land, based only on the developer's own reports, is quite frankly a recipe for disaster. We've all read Council's positive motto, rich traditions, bold ambitions. Past Toowoomba councils have provided us with many rich traditions: Queen's Park, tree-lined streets, Toowoomba's Carnival of Flowers. As our current council, I ask you, what are your bold ambitions? What do you want to be remembered for in 50 or 100 years' time? A top-of-escarpment park at Mount Lofty is one bold ambition Council can deliver on for our community and for our future generations. Absolutely. Our presentation concludes now with some words from a Mount Lofty esteemed elder.
I'm Janet Anderson. My husband and I leased the rifle range from 1980 until 2013, where we ran about 40 horses and operated a riding school off the rifle range. I knew that land very well and loved it dearly. There were magnificent wildlife there, undamaged by human people. Bears and birds, echidnas, wallaby, dingoes, you name it, was there. Good snakes, I had pet snakes in my saddle shed there. It's the most beautiful piece of country right in the middle of Toowoomba, and I can't think of anything worse than building on it. It would make a wonderful and a very good park in future years, and we've had people from all over the world coming to visit it. Koala bears and things, have been lots of those coming and going. lot of beautiful trees there. And it's just really a wild bush place and very, very peaceful. When it rains, the wonderful rivers right through the range going down the gorge. And great fogs come up too. And you can get out there and hardly know where you are because of the fog. I'm just very sorry that it's likely to be built all over it, and hope to goodness that the council will see light and turn it into a park. So that in 50 years or 100 years people will say how wise they were, because there won't be much of that sort of land about.